Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 21st episode, and we are with Nick from Keep. And Keep is a Springfield based hardcore band. They rock. Make sure you go and check them out on Bandcamp. Um, I'm very excited to have them. So, Nick, introduce yourself for us, please.
Hey, so I'm Nick Harlow. I am the singer, vocalist of the band Keep
Hell
from Springfield.
yes.
Illinois. Yeah.
Very excited to have you on here, man. And before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 21st episode of the Chug Life podcast. We are live here in Springfield, Illinois. And to get it started, Nick, who don't we have here with us?
We do not have pretty much the rest of the entire band. We don't have James, who is our bass player. And then we have Grant. He's our guitar player. And Tristan, who is our drummer. Just a simple four-piece.
Nice. And just a very quick shout out. It is James's birthday today. And
Yeah.
happy birthday, James, if you are listening to this. Sucks we cannot have you guys on, but we look forward to having you guys on in the future. And so we're just going to talk about how did the band start, formulating with all of you guys as it is. When did that happen? Because you guys have been around
Um,
for a while, right? Keep as a whole.
yeah, well, I mean, we started out, it was me, Grant, and James. We've been trying to get a hardcore band off the ground for quite a while, probably since 2021. We actually started a band. We called it Penalty Box, and then we went through some drummer changes, and it just became more of a chore to stay afloat. So we kind of just took a step back, regrouped, got our stuff together. We actually Tristan reached out to James about starting a pop punk band, but we're like, hey, let's play a little bit heavier and we'll have you play in our hardcore band. So we got Tristan, and that's where we got started. We got started probably late 2022.
Nice. And then you guys go. Is that so? I mean, by that point, you're already in the band? So
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
you just
hmm
need the last two guys essentially would have been James and who else to join?
James, and Grant and I were already like in a band, trying to get a band going together. We were just having troubles finding a drummer that was real committed to it, and
Word.
wanted to come to practice and play shows and
Yeah,
right.
that can be pretty difficult, man. There's not a lot of drummers around, so that's definitely the hardest part about getting a band together. For some reason, in the Midwest, there just happens to be not a lot of drummers. And
If
the
there,
few drummers, they're in 4 to 5 bands. So,
yeah, I was going to say, if there are, they're like in like 5 to 10 bands or whatever.
yep. Oh yeah, man, they're all booked up. So you guys finally get together, and then let's say about 2 years later, so you release your first song.
Yeah, we actually we just released our first single of our the EP that we were going to be releasing probably later this summer. Um, it's called Snake in a Clamshell. It's kind of like our I guess you'd say it's one of our heavier tunes at the time right now, and it's the one that has like the most personal message for me, and so
Tell
that's
us
why
about
we.
it.
Well, I wrote the song because, I wrote the lyrics. I don't write the guitar parts, but anyway, I wrote the song because a friend and I were dealing with a person that, um, it's basically about how people use toxic positivity as a way of hiding from their true emotions and their true feelings. Instead of being sad and letting it out, they just go, oh no, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's got it worse than me. But it's like, no, we need to be sad, we need to release these emotions, we cannot be hiding them behind toxic positivity. So that's kind of where that song comes
That is
from.
very true, man. That is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. One of the biggest parts of growing up, in my opinion, is having that emotional release mechanism.
Yeah.
Whether it be through crying or whether it be having some other form to release that tension. Um,
Mm-hmm.
every adult, every human being should have something that does that, and
Oh, for sure.
it's not healthy. I 100% understand with that, and I relate to that very strongly.
Yeah.
It's definitely not healthy to have a facade. Um, Eventually, it all comes crashing down, man. That's one
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
most, I think, endangering parts of life is complacency, and you continuing to act like things don't exist outside of your world doesn't negate their existence. It just makes it that much
Exactly.
harder when it does hit you.
Hmm.
um
Yeah.
and so
That's kind
that's
of what I like wrote the song because him and I were both dealing with the same individual that was kind of like just being like, oh, just get over it, Um, others have it worse. You can't just be no, you can't be sad. Don't cry about it. Tough love, toughen up. Man up. And I'm just
yeah.
like, no.
And it's not to say either that there's no cookies in that, by the way. That the understanding as well that this is life and that is just how things sometimes do go.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
Sometimes
of course.
there are things that truly can be outside of your power, but
Hmm.
that does not mean to lay down and take it. All right, you can still try to get things to a point, if it's in your control, to where you can manage it and you can get to a point mentally where you're okay with how the situation went down. But
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, that's a really big, I think, kind of like a big philosophical jump almost for a person to make. Like if you can have that understanding, you are miles ahead from everybody else.
Yeah.
So I
Oh yeah,
mean,
definitely.
that's awesome, man. So is
Yeah.
that, I mean, these kind of huge life problems, so to speak, that aren't exactly like super mainstream. It's not like everybody talks about these problems. Are these issues
Hmm.
that you guys are going to continue tackling in your songs?
For the most part, because like I'm someone who has struggled with mental health issues for, years. Um, a lot of the things I write music and write songs about and are just things that like I know that what I would want to hear from someone who I look up to as a musician, like because it's just like if like my favorite band's Hatebreed,
Hmm.
and the lyric, if you don't live for something, you'll die for nothing, meant so much to me growing up. It's just like
Oh
I
yeah,
want to be that kind of influence on somebody, whether it's just another kid in the hardcore scene or someone who's just listening to us on the internet and just thinking, man, I feel that too, and I'm not
hmm,
alone. And that's kind of what I want to do is just connect with people,
oh yeah,
use my voice and my platform to just connect with people because that's just, you know, the world's a shitty place. And, if we don't have each other, then what do we got?
true shit, man. True shit.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned Hatebreed. What are some of your influences going into writing your stuff? I mean, especially
Um,
with Snake and a Clamshell, what were some of your influences going into that?
um, we were, I think us as a whole, I can't really speak for the other guys because we all have very wide ranges of things we like to listen to. But I'd say, like, in a nutshell, Keep is mostly like influenced by Hatebreed, Terror, Madball, like all the old school East Coast hardcore, LA
Nice.
hardcore, all that old school stuff because that's all what we grew up listening to. So it's like we want to play what we like to listen to. So
True. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I mean, I that's something I've heard, pretty constant at this point, from just about everybody I talk to that's been doing this for a while, that's had great success. It's literally just make music that makes you happy and that you enjoy playing. So, at the end of it all, you gotta enjoy wanting, or you gotta enjoy the feeling of playing that stuff live,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
because
of
that's what you're
course.
going to
Yeah.
be doing a lot. So
Mhm.
if you make stuff that you don't like and that you hate playing, you're really, really going to hate touring, and you're really going to hate playing shows. So, it just makes sense almost. Absolutely, man. Write stuff that makes you happy. Write stuff that you're going to love playing on stage. And as well, sometimes that can just happen to go right into writing stuff with a good message and stuff that makes you feel good as a person and
Mhm.
morally. And that's one of the most beautiful things that can happen. That's something that
Yeah.
every band strives for, and I'm glad to hear that, man. So you guys, you mentioned you have some more stuff coming out. When do you guys have a deadline yet? Yet or an announcement?
Um, Not really quite a full-on announcement. I mean, we do have 3 songs fully recorded, mixed and mastered, which we probably will be releasing another single probably in the next month or two,
Mhm.
just to kind of give some people some more spice to the mix. But we are planning on releasing probably a 6-song EP, probably I would say late this summer.
Nice, nice, man. That's awesome. And are you guys ever planning on going on the road?
Um, as of right now, like a long distance touring's probably not really in the cards because we're all old and well, I don't want to say old. We're all me, Grant, and James. We're all in our 30s and we
Mhm.
work full-time jobs. But I mean, like we do plan on going like maybe like a weekend or a week here and there.
Okay.
We are actually like booking in the process of booking a full weekend run. We're gonna go through the Quad Cities over to Des Moines, Iowa. I got some good buddies over there, and we're gonna link up with them and play a show
Very
on a
nice.
Saturday, and then play like Peoria on the way home.
Hell yeah,
That's kind of
man.
like that's kind of like the extent of our touring is gonna be. Maybe just like weekend runs. Probably keep it more of the Midwest, unless we really want to take a vacation and actually go.
True, man. Yeah, so from that, are you guys going to be playing any shows coming up?
We do. Our next show is actually June 10th at Dumb Records. We're playing with some really good touring band called Free for All. I think they're from Oklahoma.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
and then June 24th is a big one. We actually booked a big benefit show up in Peoria at the Mill. It's for our good friend Don Brown. He actually got in a really bad car accident um, a couple, I'd say 2 or 3 months ago, and he's had some really bad major, brain trauma and
Mm,
had a really bad head injury. So he's home now. He's not in the hospital. He's home now. He's still fighting. He's kicking it. But
hell yeah.
we wanted to put this benefit on for him to help relieve some of the stress of medical bills. Because even if you do have health insurance and it's good health insurance, you're still gonna have a shitload of debt
Oh,
for medical
yes.
bill.
Yep.
Um,
Welcome to America, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
we got a lot of good local bands from the Peoria area. We got Chrysalia. They're a newer, younger kids hardcore band from the Peoria area. Sock'em, our buddies in Jug, they're going to be playing. Um,
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Oh, and our good friends in the band Direct Measure, they're from St. Louis, and
Sounds like a stacked
they're
fucking show, dude.
and then we got the Beatdown Kings from Chicago, South Side. Well, I think South Side Chicago, the good old Hostages.
Hell
They're gonna
yeah.
come, they're gonna come down and help us tear it up and raise some money for old Don.
That's fucking sick, dude. Man, when is that again?
June 24th.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Put that in your fucking calendars. And do you have anything else you want to tell the listeners before we go?
Oh, I mean, check us out. Come to all the shows that we got coming up. We actually got another show on July 1st at Dumb Records downtown Springfield. Come hang out.
There
That
you go.
scene's booming right now. If you're into hardcore and you just want to get together with some good people, come on down. We're gonna be there hanging out, slinging
Hell
slinging
yeah.
merch,
Hell
playing
yeah,
some
man.
riff. Crowd
That's fucking
killing,
awesome, dude.
crowd killing, and punching our friends in the face.
Fuck yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this finishes up our 21st episode here with Nick of Keep. And I highly recommend you go jam these guys right now. Go and see them live if you can. They are just awesome, and they're a really awesome band. That's just hardcore as fuck. Go just go jam them right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Chug Life podcast, and I'm very very happy to be here with you all shooting this shit with Nick from Keep. Check out
Yeah,
our
yeah,
next episode. It is going to be live tomorrow at some point. I have no fucking clue. You guys be safe. Have a good night. Love you all.
yeah. Hey guys.